I'm Amy Cherry. Your local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya.
Whoever did the homework didn't understand how to read the statute. This is not a controlled substance.
And Bunnell attorney Frank Ritchie goes on to say the cease and desist letter that was sent to his client, Thomas Newsholm, owner of FLA 420 Flagler, forcing it to close up shop, isn't legal.
This CBD is not marijuana. It never was marijuana. It comes from the hemp plant, but it's a different species of the hemp plant, and therefore it's legal in all 50 states.
WNZF has obtained the cease and desist letter from City Manager Alvin Jackson and Police Chief Tom Foster, both who claim the store's operation violates state law. But Ritchie says FLA 420 has been singled out and similar CBD shops haven't been targeted.
And if you go down the street, right down the street from my office, where the gas station is located, they're selling CBD products and hemp products, which is what this is. And if you go further west towards the ocean, in Marvin Gardens, there's a store that's selling it. You go a little further past I-95, you'll find another store that's selling exactly the same product. You go down Belterre Parkway, you'll find one next to Publix that's selling the product. You go next to Walmart, there's another store that's selling the product. So what's the problem here?
Ritchie says he plans to sue all of the parties involved for destroying a startup business. WNZF is still awaiting a response from Jackson.
When he gets the lawsuit handed to him, when he gets served by process server, he'll answer the response because he's hiding now. He knows he made a mistake, and we're not going to tolerate it.
This portion of Flagler's Morning News brought to you by the Daytona Beach International Airport, Sunwing Airlines nonstop to Toronto, and starting in May, nonstop flights to New York City via American Airlines.
The public will get to sit in on upcoming meetings as the Flagler County Commission seeks to hire an interim county administrator, John Arking reports.
All 5 Flagler County commissioners have agreed to publicly interview candidates on Monday for the interim administrator post. Originally, Commissioner Charlie Erickson was opposed to allowing the public to observe the process, but after examining a letter from the county attorney's office laying out its recommendation for a public interview, he relented and said he was on board as long as it didn't become a spectacle. County Attorney Al Hadid said his office consulted with Pat Gleason of the Attorney General's office, who strongly recommended that they keep the individual interviews open to the public, saying that otherwise the interim administrator could potentially begin their tenure under a cloud of suspicion. 3 candidates will interview for the spot at Monday's meeting: Jerry Cameron, a consultant and formerly an assistant St. John's County administrator; Michael Esposito, a special projects coordinator in Flagler County government; and former Jackson County administrator Ted Lakey. The hiring of an interim administrator will likely be a quick process after the resignations of both former administrator Craig Coffey and his deputy Sally Sherman. The process to find a permanent replacement will start in the next few weeks and is expected to take several months. From the WNZF newsroom, I'm John Arking.
Bunnell city manager says he's making sure everybody involved in city government knows his or her part.
Alvin Jackson said that in December he took the city commission through a strategic planning session.
We brought in economists to talk about the economy, global as well as local. We brought in financial advisors to talk about where the finances are going and the financial situation of the world, the state, Flagler County, and Bunnell.
Jackson said that with all that in mind, he believes he's realigned the city's organization, putting the right people in the right seats on the bus known as Bunnell, Florida. From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley and 8 of his deputies have traveled across the world to compete in an internationally known SWAT challenge. They're 8,000 miles away in Dubai for the United Arab Emirates SWAT challenge that wraps up today. Just 4 law enforcement agencies from the U.S. were invited to participate in the 5-day competition that includes all expenses paid by the United Arab Emirates. Of the 4 participating U.S. sheriff's offices, 3 were from Florida and the other was from New York. 61 agencies competed worldwide for daily cash prizes in challenges across various areas from tactical and assault to officer rescue. First place gets $5,000, but as of Wednesday, Flagler wasn't in the running for any cash awards. They placed 34th in the tactical event, 23rd in assault, 38th in officer rescue, and 16th in the tower event. The competition aims to build cooperation among SWAT teams on a global level and improve skills while creating best practices. Calling all storm chasers, Tony Magoo has an opportunity for you.
Since 1995, Flagler County has been hosting Skywarn storm spotter classes in coordination with the National Weather Service, and Flagler County Emergency Services will be hosting a free class coming up on Friday, February 22nd at the Emergency Operations Center. The class will cover everything from cloud formations to thunderstorm development to visual predictions, and will be taught by Ben Nelson, who is a meteorologist with the National Weather Service. Anyone who takes the class will be eligible to become volunteer storm spotters and help emergency services and the National Weather Service by reporting potentially hazardous weather events. Flagler County is located within the gap of the nearest Doppler radar tower, so it's important to have well-trained storm spotters who can be the eyes of the National Weather Service. Find out more about the Skywarn Storm Spotters program at flaglercounty.org. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
And now you're up to date. On Flagler's Morning News, I'm Amy Cherry.